4.
Let's do this thing.
3, 2, 1. 30-second opener. Woo!
Oh my God. Brittany? What? We're on page 6. No. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. Look, Wilson Sisters Rock Hamptons. Wait. We weren't in the Hamptons this weekend. Oh no! We've been cloned!
Hello, the worst movie ever made, an experimental movie podcast designed with one thing in mind: to find the worst movie ever made. I'm your host, Chris Ackman. I'm joined by my co-host and fellow mad scientist, Rob Scoot, and Bob Hassig. Hey guys, how are you? And why the fuck are we doing White Chicks?
I'm doing great because we found it. We found the worst movie ever made. It's 2004's. I know, but like we keep going, and then we find things that are worse. So we're doing our jobs correctly, which feels good. Because it's like, you know, you can dig a ditch all you want, but like when you finally strike oil or gold or feces, you know that you reached your desired target, depending on what you're into. Bob, how are you?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm okay. This movie really has a huge following.
Yeah, it does.
I don't understand.
I don't get it, but it's got like a
it includes my
gigantic
sister.
cult following.
Yeah.
It includes who?
My sister.
Huh.
Oh.
My
Good for
sister
her.
likes this movie.
Yeah.
No. Bad for her.
I mean, yeah. If in some world where like her sucking up the bandwidth from this movie prevents others from watching it, then I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I like that too.
That's not how it works, but I mean, you could dream. Oh, you want to describe
That
this,
sounded
Bob?
like, yeah, the best explanation.
Yeah. Let's explain.
I don't care that you slept with my sister, now I got a daughter niece. I don't care that you gave me the crotch critters twice.
Confused? We are too. But don't worry, Bob lives to explain. This is the best explanation.
All right, I wrote myself quite the tongue twister. So let's see if I can get through this without stuttering. Here we go. Shitty spies, shrouded as shallow socialites, shimmy, shoot, and go shopping.
Hey, you did it. Got through that
like
seamlessly. That was really something.
Yeah.
I actually
I dig that.
I practiced it after I wrote it, and I'm like, I'm not gonna get through this. I'm gonna fucking stutter over it.
Well, great job.
All right, do you need me to repeat that, Rob? Are you okay?
Shitty spies shrouded as shallow socialites, shimmy, shoot, and go shopping.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even though
I
you
don't
said
wanna touch it.
socialites, that's what I did first.
Shallow socialites. I was going for my Sean Connery
He's
impersonation.
going for
Moving
Connery.
on.
Connery, yeah, for sure. He's Scottish.
Seashell, shallow.
Shallow socialites.
My favorite movie, Shawshank Redemption. Hi, YouTube.
All right.
Oh no, he's got to explain.
Marcus.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta explain.
He's got to explain it.
All right, I'm gonna explain it. Okay, Marcus and Kevin are FBI agents who suck at their job. So they can only be trusted to escort 2 socialite bitches to a fashion show. And they suck at that too, because they injure the 2 and are forced to disguise themselves as the girls to avoid suspicion. Though I'm not sure why they have to be at the fashion show, but I digress. Hilarity doesn't ensue as the pair bumble through the self-absorbed white girl living in high society trope.
Mhm.
But ultimately, they foil a very clumsy kidnapping while revealing their true selves to all.
Yeah,
That
that
about
sounds
sums
right.
it up.
That's about right.
All right, let's throw it to the worst YouTube comment.
Oh. Experts say that going onto YouTube and reading the comments is tremendous for your mental health because everybody else by comparison is batshit insane.
If I had known that, I'd have been here months ago.
I'm going to lead with a lot of people were mad. Apparently, the YouTube version that you could purchase has a lot of cut scenes with fake boobies and stuff. But those were nothing compared to this one, which reads, It's funny how this movie is considered offensive these days, but when it first came out, everyone was fine with it. I don't think that's true. They were even laughing. The truth is that 85% of people don't really care. Why is 85% of the country allowing the other 15% to bully them?
Jesus
We need to stand up and take the culture back.
Was that part in there?
Yeah, we need to stand in all
No
caps.
shit.
Take the culture back. Yeah, that is. I don't want to get political, but that's the MAGA wearing like uncle that like smashed the Taylor Swift guitar at the auction that he spent $4,000 of his own money on.
Yeah, right.
You can't go to YouTube without talking politics.
Favorite thing is drinking poison and hoping the other person gets sick. You know?
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, that was probably the worst YouTube comment. I couldn't agree more. Why don't we throw it to test number 1, and we'll sum this up for fun in Ain't That a Pitch?
Money now and a lot more when I get in that office. I can take that to the bank.
Mo's money, Mo's money, Mo's money.
I'm gonna take you to the bank, Senator Trent.
Ain't that a pitch?
It won't get old. It's my turn. So it's me, Chris, Bob this week because we're doing.
I also listened to the episode.
We're doing the round robin of the round robin. All right.
Yeah.
Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie making appearances for kicks? No, it's the Wayans brothers in drag with their big swinging dicks. Terry Crews wants to fuck a pacey lineback built slut while we get assaulted with shtick.
Yes, we got assaulted with shtick. Couldn't agree more. 2 FBI agents were arrested today for acting like the Wilson sisters who they had trapped in Manhattan. I'm just clarifying, these guys look terrifying, and there would be no story because that's what would happen.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, 100%.
All right.
I mean, the second that they walked into the Hamptons, they would have been arrested.
Yes. There once was a honky hoax. 2 chicks were actually 2 blokes. Believing they were 2 women was doubtful. Seeing them made me evacuate my bowels. And given the chance, Terry Crews would have given one a poke.
100%. I'm going to go Bob 4.
I'm going to go Bob 4-5. So that's 4 1/4. 4 1/4 Bob.
Oh, Bobo.
I
love it. Way to go, Bob. What are you implying? Let's throw it to test number 2, the most offensive.
Time to give everybody the good old zip and slip with the most offensive.
You keep my penis out your mouth now. Yeah, I'm talking about my penis. My penis is just fine.
All right, number
5
is our first clip of the day. So check this out. If you're a YouTube subscriber, you get to watch our clips. This one is Sweatshop.
Hey, it's Mei-Ling. Hey, what are you doing here, girl? It's late. Come on now, you gotta go home and get some rest. Girl, you cannot stay here. There are laws against this kind of workmanship. They gonna think I'm running some kind of sweatshop. That girl does not know when to go home, man. I'm telling you, she will stay here and just clean forever.
Just an obvious flaw here, and since I have to limit my catch-all from 23 to 5, I'm just going to say it now and find ways to sneak it in. Wouldn't she go directly to the police?
Probably.
Because she knows that guy doesn't live there?
Yeah.
And he's just hanging out and enjoying. Also, he said sweatshop because she's Asian.
And he kind of assumed that she was just the housekeeper, not like a live-in housekeeper who
She did. I mean, she
there.
was she was looking very maid-like in her garb, but
yeah,
true.
But when you have that kind of, when you have Terry Crews money, your housekeeper lives with you in a.
Yeah.
They have yeah. So he just kicked her out of her own house effectively in a way, possibly.
You don't know that he didn't have her waiting in maid get up, but she's not the maid. She's the when I get home hookup. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what she was trying to explain.
Yeah.
Who knows? If you're a super rich basketball player, I think he was a basketball player, right?
I believe so.
He could have been a football player. I'm not saying this to get more of my catch-all out before I know I can't. But he should have been a football player, not a basketball player, right? I mean,
yeah,
he's like gigantic, but not super tall.
yeah,
Right.
And he's a forward. He's like a 6'2" forward. I don't think so. You have to be like 6'7", 6'6"
Yeah.
maybe for a small forward. Just saying. Okay. Number
4.
Hangnail trebuchet. So, do you know what a trebuchet is? It's a catapult.
No. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, it is now. That's what Google tells me. Okay.
Yeah. So there's two ways to say it in English. One's a trebuchet or trebuchet, but I hate the way that sounds. So I'm with the French trebuchet.
Yeah.
Because it just sounds nicer. But yeah, hangnail trebuchet. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Dinner when
Yeah.
doesn't he like launch it into the champagne?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to talk about everything that happens at dinner. Like, the fact that Terry Crews is interested in this dude who's, like, obviously a dude in terrifying makeup in the first place, but, like, belly hair and eating everything and farting. And then, you know, like, the joke can only go so far that Terry Crews is, like, so determined that all of that doesn't bother him enough. Like, at some point, you're going to just get the ick. As they call it, you know? And it's the point where she bites off her own toenail and spits it into somebody else's drink. Who, you know, is at the bathroom or something. That person's going to go to drink it, and she's going to get some toenail. It's going to be nasty. All right, number
3.
This one's, I'm calling this the bestiality buildup. It couldn't come to fruition because the owner of the dog came over before a guy on Molly could actually finish the fleshlight poodle job. You know?
Yeah, the guy that they got because they couldn't get Nick Schwartz in.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, there was a suggestion of bestiality because this guy's on Molly, so he's like willing to fuck anything, even like a Paris Hilton style side dog, you know.
Yeah.
Number
2.
Hey, we just foreshadowed this one, but Cosby Drop Dance Club. We got fucking Cosby Drops, guys.
Oh, Cosby Drops.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what? We're supposed to feel cool with Terry Crews. Like, by the end, we're supposed to be cool with it. But he was definitely drugging her drink.
Yeah.
Does he get a pass because he was Weinstein or what's his deal?
Terry Crews?
Yeah. Wasn't he
He
like
gets a
one
pass
of the
in this movie? Oh, I don't know, but I do know that he gets passed in this movie because he gets shot at the end, so we're supposed to forgive him, you know, for you know, drugging somebody's drink.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know if he got Weinstein, but
trying to silence a dude in drag with his naked self.
I heard the Wayans were Weinstein with their scary movie franchise.
Oh,
really? They were. So was Kevin Smith with Dogma, I believe.
Okay.
That sucks.
Yeah.
All right, let's throw it to number
1.
I wrote the wrong name for this. This should have been Scissor Clam. Rob.
Okay. N-word Scissor Clam. Right, there you go.
Santa must have come early this year, because you were first on my Christmas list.
Woo, there it is right there.
I want to know, are you naughty or nice?
Sorry, I'm not interested.
I'll take that as naughty.
Naughty.
You know what they say. Once you go black, you're gonna need a wheelchair.
Hey, Latrell.
Tony,
Okay, call me later.
as I was saying,
Yeah, look, King Kong, why don't you take you and your 1980 pickup lines, climb all the way up to the top of the Empire State Building, beat on your big old monkey chest, and then jump off. Excuse me.
Now, hold up. Now, I get the time. Don't you hands off me. She don't know it yet. Oh, but that's wifey right there.
Okay, I think I totally fed you the wrong clip. I'm so good at this. I hate myself. Scissor Clams was supposed to be the one where they're in the car and all the white girls sing the N-word. I'm not sure if that'll come up in worst dialogue, but if so, I apologize. Or
That
worst
really
acting,
worked, though.
I'm not sure.
That really worked, though. I have to say, it was a good mistake.
I always screen yours, and like she does a thing where she puts her hand up and he goes like that, and I thought that was the scissor hands.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was offensive anyway because they like kicked a wheelchair woman.
She called him a monkey, and
she said monkey.
Yeah,
she said monkey chest.
There was a whole bunch of things wrong with that exchange. Actually.
Well, yeah, that's the thing though. She's black too.
He doesn't know that though. In the movie's fiction, they don't know they're black.
True.
Well, here's my mention on most offensive. I during the auction when they're auctioning off the white girls.
Yeah.
Terry Crews wins, and she says 20,000 to the big black guy. Like
Jesus Christ.
Like
she does.
She should just say the big guy
or
the gentleman
or his name.
Yeah,
or his name. It was. I found that to be extremely like out of what do you call that, like badly dated or badly aged.
Yes, definitely did not age like one. Should have said 50,000 to this famous basketball player by name. I don't remember what it is, but like everyone in the room knows who he is. Tyrell.
So that's my mention. That's not going to make catch all.
Fair enough. All right, let's throw it to Rob's ad read.
Okay.
Hey, do you have any really good ideas like this one?
And you know I'm trying to get that chicken and check cashing place off the ground.
Chicken and check cashing, that don't go together.
Neither does chicken and waffles, but you see how that blew up.
Oh.
Well, Rob will tell us all about it in Rob's ad read.
Today's episode of The Worst Movie Ever Made is brought to you by Don't Wake Diddy by Parker Brothers. Tiptoe through the mansion, but beware. One wrong move and it might be the last one you make. In Don't Wake Diddy, you'll need nerves of steel as you navigate through parties, business deals, and some very hush-hush, tushy-pushy secrets. Every step you take risks setting off an unpredictable chain of events. Land on a scandal space and suddenly you're in the wrong side of Diddy's temper. Or schlong. Remember, when the stakes are this high, the consequences are serious. Think you could sneak to the finish line without waking the bad boy for life? Better hope so. Your life might just depend on it. Whatever you do, whatever you hear, don't wake Diddy.
Don't wake Diddy.
Go away.
We got to make that song, dude.
Nowhere we ain't go nowhere.
Go nowhere. We can't be stopped now.
That song is a banger. So I do like that one.
Boys for life.
I'm the definition of half man, half drugs. What's up, bad boys? Okay. Anyhow.
All right, let's start to test number 3, the worst dialogue.
My father just died and left me something in his will.
But I thought you said your father was already dead.
Well, he was just dead to me, but now he's dead to the rest of the world.
The dialogue can't get much worse than that. Maybe it will in the worst dialogue.
Number 5. This is MC Hammer.
Daddy, what are you doing?
Heather, why don't you take your mother and your sister and go on home?
Daddy, why are you doing this?
Daddy didn't tell you? He's broke.
What do you mean broke? Like Martha Stewart broke? Or MC Hammer broke?
MC Hammer broke!
No!
I've been funneling money out of the charity into a private account just to get us by. Are you filming this? Are you filming this?
Oh, no, she didn't.
Get out of my way!
I can't do that.
Drop it!
I felt like laughing so often in this movie, like the chick that wears the bear suit in Wicker Man when she is talking to the woman that like killed the pilot, and she's like,
Yeah.
Like just that moan at the end, like you broke your rib or something. But yeah, the MC Hammer reference is it a little late in 2006?
Yes.
Yeah, because didn't he go break in
late or
like
something?
97 or 96
Yeah.
or something like that? Yeah.
Right.
It was a long time ago.
And then the bad guy, who by the way is John Hurd, then almost made the most offensive just employing John Hurd, is another thing that they did he do right because he's very problematic. But he explains his entire plot.
Yeah.
He explains what he's going to, and then there's the girl that's the reporter trips on a wheeled clothes hanger and is exposed. Sorry, I just burped right into the microphone. So all of that really dumb, but it's only going to get worse. Here's number
4. Yarg.
This is leather.
Suck it in. Squeeze those cheeks, sister. Suck it in. Come on, work with me. Don't give up on me. You can do this. Suck it in.
Now that looks totally cute.
Oh my God, are you kidding? Hi, I'm Carney Wilson before my gastric bypass surgery.
Well, what about this? This goes with your skin tone.
Somebody throw Shamu back in the ocean. Wow.
Okay. Let me get you something else, okay?
Oh, how's that?
I can't breathe. Honey, this is just not gonna work. I'm sorry.
Well, of course not. You're wearing the wrong underwear. Is that better?
I can taste the leather.
Okay.
There's just a small sampling of how fucking stupid this movie was.
You mean like the perfectly in shape woman who like clearly has an eating disorder, helming the whole thing?
Yeah. That is Deb from Dexter, by the way. If you're, we have any Dexter heads out there, that's Dexter's sister, and she, honestly, she looks pretty good in this movie.
So I could write Dexter Deb's eating disorder.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Dexter's topical right now too because there's a new season coming out of it's like a prequel.
Oh yeah, the original sin or whatever.
Yeah, and Michael C. Hall will be doing the voiceover, but not acting.
Oh, nice. It's like young Sheldon, but with
Yeah. Number
3.
This is G-string.
Okay.
What's up, money? You got a problem? What you looking at my ass for? Nah, yo, hold my poodle. Hold my poodle. Hey, yo, what's up? Y'all got a problem? Y'all want some of this? You want some of this, punk? What? What, boy? What? I take the both of you. Cut it out. You looking at my ass like I'm some kind of girl, man. You are a girl. And you better start acting like one or you're gonna be an unemployed girl. Oh.
Damn. Sure like to cut that cake.
Hey, yo, hold it. Hey, yo, you trying to look at my lumps? I'll pull off my G-string and handle mine.
Let's go.
I'll handle mine, dog.
Let's go, man. Welcome to the Royal Hamptons Hotel.
The bag's in the car, Jose.
The name is Gomez.
Whatever. Yeah, great. Here, and take baby. Clean out his bag. Poor thing just pooped everywhere. And teach him how to say quiero Taco Bell. Thanks a lot, Rico Suave. Grazie. Thanks, Julio.
Right away, man.
You know what came out? Funny. You know what came out 3 months before this movie? The Dave Chappelle bit when keeping it real goes wrong.
Oh yeah, love that.
And
shit.
this is basically
Wanda
that.
Sykes?
Yeah. Well, they had I think it was a recurring bit where like it was just like always like someone in like a professional environment, and then like at the end they're like Wu-Tang, like just screaming in the boardroom.
It's awesome.
So maybe parallel thought because they would have been in production around the same time, but it's a striking parallel.
No, they stole it 100%.
Yeah.
This movie is not funny. Here's some evidence. They forget completely that they're dressed like women. And they both attack the guys even after giving each other advice not to do that. It's just a really horrible setup and a really bad delivery, and I hate everything about this movie. How about number 2? This is liposuction.
Look who just flew in from the slums of Beverly Hills.
It's the Beverly Hillbillies.
Squeeze me? Oh, no, you dick. I'm sorry, but we just saw your new video. Yeah, they had a screening over at Saks Fifth Avenue in the security office. A kleptomaniac.
Your mother shops at Saks.
What? Oh my God! You want to talk about mothers? Oh, you want to talk about mothers? It's mother time. Okay, your mother's so dumb. She went to Dr. Dre for a pap smear. Oh, something's wrong, Dr. Dre. My coochie's doing a beatbox.
Yeah? Well, your mother is so stupid, she exercises when she could just get, like, liposuction or something. Yeah.
When have Yo Mama jokes ever been in?
When Frank
Nutty
Valderrama,
Professor?
Valderrama? What's that guy's name?
No, when MTV did Snaps, which was stupid.
Wilder.
I like
Wilder Valderrama. Wilder Valderrama. Yeah, I forget the guy's name. He was in that '70s show, and he literally hosted a show called Yo Mama, and it was just people like basically freestyle rapping at each other, but the format was that it was Yo Mama jokes.
Oh,
that's when it was in.
Okay.
Yeah,
it was not funny then, though. It
No.
wasn't funny then. It's
I guess
never
I should
been
have asked
funny.
when it was funny. It was in because people did it. But
Okay,
yeah,
have you
well,
ever seen have you seen White Men Can't Jump?
Yeah.
It was
Fantastic.
funny then.
Yeah.
It was funny then.
Mm-hmm.
We should do that movie. Did we? We didn't do that.
That was a pilot before we did the worst movie thing.
Oh my god, we should fucking do that as a good movie. It is so fucking good.
I'm down.
And the way they handle the race relations is like top notch. All right, well, let's continue on what we just heard because we like torturing ourselves here, and we want to see what the limits of our brain are before it breaks. So let's go with number
1, Daddy.
You know what? Fuck it.
This is Don King.
My favorite part about this is how it's literally the next following minute from the clip we just played because you wanted to get a 2-minute clip in there, but that's too long. So now they're just back to back so you can have the 2 minutes.
Yes, that's 100% right.
Your mother's so old that her breast milk is powdered. You breastfeed like this.
Your mother is so, like... She's so...
Wait, Megan, you go. Your mother is so stupid that she goes to Barney's rooftop deck restaurant for lunch and orders a niçoise salad and calls it a Nicoise salad. Nicoise salad, right?
Oh, your mother's ass is so hairy, it looks like Don King's about to pop out and say,
"Only in America."
Your mother's so stupid that she goes into Gucci and she tries to buy, like, Fendi and stuff.
Megan, Heather, come on now, girls. Is this any way to speak to your party guests? Wow, Brittany and Tiffany Wilson. Haven't seen you since you were smaller.
yeah, well, we're all grown up now.
Yeah, I can see that. Ladies, I fully expect to see you later at the white party. I think it's going to be the best one ever.
Doesn't this happen every year?
Yes.
Am I crazy?
I guess so, yeah.
So how much bigger have they gotten in 1 year?
Well, if they're in your formative years, you can have a growth spurt. You can get. Shut up, Chris. I don't know. I'm giving it too much credit to stop
So
me.
what age are these girls that they're auctioning off then?
Like 18, and then they were auctioned off when they were minors the year before.
Right.
Fresh adult poontang on sale.
Ugh.
All right, let's throw it to test number 4. This is the worst production.
You're gonna need a montage. Even Rocky had a montage.
The worst production.
Montage.
So I'm saying the worst production is whiteface. And it's not an offensive thing. So I'm not offended that black men were made up to look like white women. But I also don't pretend it wasn't obviously somebody in a latex mask.
Yeah.
Meaning me,
So-
the audience, wasn't fooled. And I get that it's a comedy and we're supposed to like not care how bad the makeup is and how unrealistic it is and just go along for the ride. But the material isn't strong enough for me not to care.
Yeah. 100%.
So like, if you look back in the 80s, SNL did a bit where Eddie Murphy went out in New York City in whiteface. I don't know if you remember, if you've seen this guys online or anything, but Eddie Murphy did a white person makeup and went out in New York City, but it was obviously written. It wasn't, real.
Right.
And he was in a bus, and the last black person got off the bus, and there was a party in the bus after they got off. And then he went to go buy a newspaper, and when there were no black people around, they said, just take it. Just take it. It's free. Like, the writing was so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so much better that it made, like, even though he didn't look that convincing as a white person, the writing was so much better that it didn't matter to me, because it was funny. And that played on the stereotype best. Also, when I hate to go again, but Eddie Murphy was made up as a Jewish old timer in Coming to America. Like,
yes, he was.
He was,
and it was great.
Yeah, I believed it. Like, even though I knew it was him because I've seen all the behind the scenes stuff, it didn't look like there was somebody in a makeup. It looked like an actual person.
That's true.
And
go ahead.
Yeah, and like the movie Face Off, where Cage and Travolta switch faces.
Yeah.
If they had made the head, like, literally what would happen if you switched faces on a person surgically, it would be horrendously awful and
the skull
distorted.
structure is nothing alike.
Yeah, and nobody would buy it if they did it that way. So they didn't, and people still were okay with it because the content was what they wanted. So I'm just gonna say I'm not buying it, and it's not the white face as you're thinking. Like, I'm offended by them doing white face. It was a fact that it looked horrible, and nobody would believe it that they were actually women. And
then it wasn't funny.
I don't think the content was strong enough, or should I say the comedy wasn't strong enough for me not to care.
Yeah, to your point, if the writing was better, their disguises could have been worse, and the joke would have been like, oh, it's so obviously not who they're pretending to be, but we're so stupid that we can't put two and two together.
Lampooning. But so I was actually encouraged right off the bat, because when the movie opens, we're clever enough that they put, I don't know if you guys caught this, but it said white chicks, when it showed the title right off the bat. They do the lead up to the first, like, bust that they're about to do, and it says white chicks in large white font, and then they have two small black eyes inside the white eyes that are bigger. And it was actually really brilliant, because the small black eyes looked like people, just like a head over a body inside the white eye. And I was like, oh man, maybe this is going to be better than I thought.
Maybe it's going to be subversive and irreverent.
Right. Like black guys in the white eyes. I was like, wow, that's really clever. There's black guys.
In Jimi Hendrix's
black guys, like it was like 3-tiered, and I was like, holy shit, they were clever.
Like in Jimi Hendrix's Purple Haze, when he says, "Excuse me while I kiss this guy."
Yeah.
What was he trying to tell us? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You got it, Rob. You got it. You nailed it.
All right, let's start to test number 5, the worst acting.
I'm a grown-ass man. I got bills to pay. I got another family across town. I got this nasty drug habit, and I'm in love with this bitch I can't stand.
We know all about the worst acting.
All right.
Number 1. This is Jesus.
Darling, I see you coming. Coming. He said, "Gala, la, 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 la. Eres macho, papi." I tell him, I say, "Jesús, ¿cómo se llama, papi?" He coming. And he say, la 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 bomba. Ese testigo tan poca de gracia.
He say.
FBI, you're under arrest. He's gonna run. No, he ain't.
You owe me $1.
That was in the first 2 minutes of the movie.
Yes.
Sayama, isn't that how do you say?
Como se llama? Yeah.
So he said, how do you say Poppy? As he said the word Poppy.
Yes.
But also, they were like so overacting at this point, 2 minutes into the movie, that I forgot everything that I said just a minute ago when I was encouraged by the black eyes and the white eyes. Black guys and the white, you know. So at this point,
this was also borderline most offensive. It really was.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Was.
Oh, the wanton destruction of small business we didn't touch on, where they just completely wreck the shop and shoot an actual ice cream delivery guy for doing his job.
All right, how about number 2? There's nothing more to say about this other than like the tertiary character here is just a really bad actress. This is declined.
I am not making excuses. I refuse to believe it. Really? I don't want to believe that Marcus is cheating on me.
And I don't want to believe Michael Jackson keeps cutting off pieces of his nose.
Excuse me. Your card has been declined for insufficient funds. The rep's on the line. Yes, this is Mrs. Copeland. $4,000 dress? And where did I buy this dress? The Hamptons. Yes, I remember. Thank you. It is over.
So would you rep on the line if your card declined?
I mean, maybe in like the 90s, but not in 2004.
No. But also,
would the restaurant be cool with you just getting up and leaving?
No, but also, why would she say, I remember, if it wasn't her?
She was saving face, I think.
Well, no, she was accepting the charge so that she can go to where he is. Like they just gave her the location. So she was like, yes, I bought that. Now I know where I'm going.
Also, just throwing it out there that he admitted that he only makes $30K a year as a secret agent or an FBI agent. And I find it highly unlikely that somebody would have a $5,000 credit card limit on that salary.
Right. I'm with you.
Well, there goes one of my catch-alls.
Oh, my bad.
I only have 5.
You got plenty more where that came from.
I have 23 total. All right, throw it to number 3. This is Kick-Ass.
Hey, man. I just want to say sorry.
Forget about it, dude.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. I've been selfish, and I'm always dragging you into everything. I never even asked what it is that you want to do. I don't know. There's something about always having you around. It makes me want to step up my game. Guess it's because I always know you're gonna have my back. Hello? Thanks.
What was that?
That was Josh. Turns out that Vandergill's prince was all over the ransom note.
What are you doing?
Calling the chief.
No, you ain't. You said we could do this on our own, right?
What about backup?
Hey, I got you, you got me. That's all the backup we need.
Triple T, K-A. Time to totally kick ass.
They never say that before that moment in the movie.
There had to have been, God forbid, a director's cut where they used that line earlier in the movie or something. With the extra 45 minutes of footage that didn't make it into the theatrical cut.
Right. Them just trying on clothes.
Yeah.
It's super funny for 45 minutes. I thought that they acted that scene rather poorly, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
If you guys have nothing else to say, let's throw it to Bob for fact or no fact.
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty of research floating around on this movie as I stall to find the bumper.
Fact.
Or no
fact.
Absolutely, positively, no
fact.
Now these chicken breasts or is your breast?
All right. So I didn't come up with a name for this one. It's just white chicks. But the if you have something to add, you can add right now. All right. So
how about white lies?
There actually is the research I did in this. All I could find is how much people loved this movie, and how much the weigh-ins loved this movie.
We gotta take the culture back. We read it on YouTube.
They can't stop talking about how much they think this movie is like one of their best things they've ever done. So there isn't anything negative or shocking about the production of this movie. So in my research, I read like a several page interview with the people who were responsible for making this movie and the people that were in it. And here's my fact or no fact. The following things were taken directly from the people responsible for this film, except one. So, one of these quotes is not real. Here we go. Sean Wayans said, "We called Keenan up, and at first he thought I was high." Talking about the movie. Okay, Marlon Wayans said, "Sean is probably one of the most handsome black men I've ever seen." Okay, Keenan said, "I'm so proud of my brothers, even though I was the director and it's mostly my work you're all seeing." Okay, Sean said, "We were still writing with our dresses on." And Marlon said, "You know who loves white chicks the most? White chicks."
Okay.
Which one was fake?
This is fuck. All right. I believe that white chicks probably loved it the most.
Yeah, me too.
And I believe that Marlon Wayans would say that. So I'm gonna get rid of that one. Sean Wayne said they were still writing with their dresses on. I mean, like, so basically, like they were mid-production and they weren't done writing it yet. Is that what he was implying? Like they were like in wardrobe, ready to shoot, and they're like, "Oh shit, we like don't have anything for this scene." I believe that. I believe they would admit.
I do too. Now that Bob was like, I guess, because he definitely didn't write it himself. Somebody else did, and he didn't know how to ascribe any meaning to it.
Bob fools.
Sean Wayne said he called Keenan up, and they thought he was high. I mean, circling back to that one. One of the most handsome black men I've ever seen. And then Keenan's proud of his brothers, even though he wants to take credit for all the work. If they're actually proud of it, then I guess you would fight for that, or you would want to make that known that he did all the work and like his brothers get like the gold star or whatever. I'm gonna say the number one. He called him up and told him about it, and he thought he was high, because like that's not like a high thought. That is not a high thought. That's just like, what if we dress dudes like chicks because boobs? Not a high thought.
Yeah.
Number one.
I think somewhere in Bob's research, he realized that the person or the demographic that likes white chicks the most is chicks. And that was never said. So I'm going to go number 5.
Oh, okay. Okay, so all of those things were said. First of all, I want to circle back to my limerick. Terry Crews was also in on this interview, and he actually stated that he, at one point, had completely convinced himself that these women were real women, and he actually had feelings for the woman that he was stalking, and like got emotional thinking about her not being his. And that's when I said he was willing to take a poke at her, because he had thought she was an actual woman, even though it was one of the Wayans brothers.
That's wifey right there.
Anyway, Keenan was not in on the interview. He did not say, "I'm so proud of my brothers, even though I was the director and it's mostly my work you're all seeing." I made that up.
Uh-huh.
The other one for real. Yes, they said we called Keenan. He thought I was high. He did say Sean is probably one of the most handsome black men I've ever seen. And they were still writing with their dresses on. And you know who? This is actually a famous quote. I can't believe you guys didn't come up with this one because this is like in every quote about this movie is Marlon Wayans saying, "You know who loves white chicks? White chicks." That's like a hugely
He's right.
yeah.
He's right.
And they talked about a sequel, and
Yep,
I guess
they
the
did.
sequel wasn't quite greenlit. I just can't believe it. I have a hard time believing this was popular, but it really was. It made money. This profited like over $10 million.
Yeah, I don't get it. This movie was
More than
fucking
10.
Let's see how much I'm pulling it up right now. Now that the contest is over. See, the reason we don't get these things, Bob, is because I don't know about Chris. I do not research this shit because there'd be no game. But
If I
the
did,
budget,
I would win more.
The budget was $37 million, and it earned 113.1.
Good fucking Christ!
That's
It
like
did
3x.
really well.
That's like
It
3x.
did really
90.
That's like 96 million.
Yeah, 3x would be 90. Then it'd be 111 million. So it's more than 3x its budget.
Yeah, it made $96 million. What the fuck? All right, let's throw it to our new and improved segment. This is the catch-all. All right, Bob, who goes first? You or me?
As usual, you go first.
Okay. I don't mind going first. I love going first. Wifey knows which door to knock on by seeing him through the window. Come on.
Yeah.
Aaron pointed out to me, but Joey in Friends proves that this is impossible. You cannot count from the outside how many doors and floors you need to go up and down to find the correct door that corresponds to the window that you saw the person in.
Unless you're X-Ray Cat from Freddy Got Fingered.
Well, true.
Because X-Ray Cat can see through wooden doors.
But Janice or whatever is not X-Ray Cat.
Yeah. Janice.
I'm gonna have to put that back on the poll. All right.
That's a great movie.
If the dog jumps out the window and is hanging, this is in a car. If the dog jumps out of the car window and is hanging on by a leash,
yeah,
you would pull over and stop the car. They just keep
100%.
driving.
Yeah.
And try to like rescue the situation while driving.
Yeah.
Like that was I understand that was the whole premise for the movie was to have the girls injured with scratches on their face from a car accident, but it was just poorly done because nobody would react that way. You wouldn't keep driving. You just wouldn't.
No, never.
Yeah.
Never.
I'm writing that down as Travolta trotting a Hilton hound.
That's so good. If you don't know the reference, look up our episode. Michael, where can they find that around?
www.theworstmovieevermade.com. It's the one that says Michael.
Yeah, perfect. It's like episode 105 or something, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
The FBI would have confiscated their disguises.
Yeah. Details.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all of a sudden are like, you know what? We can't give up on this mission. After the FBI like closed down the secret mission to beat white girls, the FBI would have been like, okay, we're gonna take these masks and these tits with us, and we're gonna write a report about how, like in Ed Gein and his story, these are nice memories.
Yeah.
But they're not real, and would have written up an entire report and confiscated the shit. This never would have happened in the first place, but it certainly wouldn't have continued after the FBI took everything. So go ahead, Bob. You number 4.
This might be a trope, but he successfully picks up the reporter, and he said, "I'll pick you up at 8." But where? how
Oh
like
God,
they
yeah,
just met. That
Mhm.
is like the most maddening thing to me when they do that. When they meet somebody and they say, "Okay, I'll pick you up at 8."
Yeah, no,
And
I
it's
know what
like,
you mean. That's very tropey, but I will give them credit. When Terry Crews's character goes into the club, he orders 2 apple martinis, and the trope is usually like 2 beers.
right.
You know, he was specified because like then you like the bartender actually knows what to make. But another trope was that all bartenders allow hot girls to dance on their bar in movies, but
Yeah.
that's never true in reality. If you stand up, if you're, I don't care how hot you are, if you just stand up on the bar in the middle of a service shift for that person, they're going to kick you out of the bar. You're not allowed to do that. So that did happen in this movie. Sorry, I had to get a couple more catch-alls. Well, I could. Bob, you did it. All right, number 3 for me is the fashion show would never have had dresses their sizes, and I mean the 6-foot ripped Wayne brothers. I've seen enough America's Next Top Model to know for sure that if you're not extremely skinny females, you're not going to fit into the designer's clothing.
Or the exact person that the clothes were designed for with their exact
Yes, or
measurements.
that.
Yeah.
Yes, or that. So this fashion show would never have happened. 100% guaranteed.
All right, this is an inconsistency. The body paint was highly inconsistent with their constant costume mask changes. Like they had to put the masks on like how many times over their black faces, but the body paint would have had to been reapplied every time.
That's
and
really good. Really good.
It couldn't have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob is right, and that oh man, I thought I was killing this, but
Yeah, no, it's like lipstick on a coffee cup, like a to-go coffee cup. Like you have to reapply your lipstick after like 2 sips, and like they're like doing more than that.
Oh,
like eating a whole plate of ribs in front of Terry Crews.
Yeah. All right. Well, so Rob, I mean, you were astute, very astute, in your stealing of my catch-all before when I was going to say that the FBI agent making $30,000 a year. That's just, I mean, give me a break. 2006, an FBI agent is making $30,000 a year after taxes.
Yeah.
I know that's his humble moment where he's like, I'm not actually a basketball star. I'm just an FBI agent. But an FBI agent making $30,000, give me a break.
Yeah, I would say they probably start out like $75K, which like in 2004
Easily.
money is like like $47 million now because the economy is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, right, 100%. So that's not my catch-all. My number 2 is why is the knockoff landfill guy? If you've seen Beer Fest, the guy who looks like landfill but he's like smaller. Why is he an FBI agent running the counter at the hotel?
So they could introduce him later as a potential adversary turned friend.
I mean, they introduced him in the beginning as one of their like the 2 guys that are their foils. He's one of 2 agents.
Yeah.
And then he's the guy getting their credit card and ID information at the hotel for some reason.
Yeah.
Why isn't there a receptionist to do this? Why is it an FBI agent?
Especially since the other 2 agents were supposed to be escorting. Like, why would they need additional backup to verify that they're going into the hotel? Like, I just don't
we need
understand.
backup tonight because Johnson is running the counter at the Hilton.
Yeah.
Like, there's no fucking chance that would ever happen.
He got tied up validating parking. He cannot draw his service weapon.
And why wouldn't they report that the 2 agents weren't there with them? Like, that would be
that's
something
true.
They would
that's
report.
so true. So true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really, Bob, why would they go to the Hamptons at all? Because the problem was they were afraid of the Wilson sisters getting kidnapped in the Hamptons. They found a way to keep them in the hotel room. Just go somewhere else. not dressed as the twins.
They
Go get a
they-
fucking hamburger.
They had
Make
to
a
keep up
press release.
appearances or something. Yeah, make
a press release. Yeah, keep
Anything.
appearances. Okay.
Anything.
Yeah.
The plot of this movie sucks. All right, go ahead, Bob. What's your
Good pacing though.
Rob, we're wrong. Okay. So every time their male voices peeked through their costumes was fooling nobody. Nor is their freakish height. Like the fact they were so tall.
Yeah.
Like none of that. Like
They
anytime
grow
the little male
up.
voices came out, or the fact that they were
got
giant,
bigger.
like fooled anybody.
Well, they got their knees done, remember? And then they're like, "You can do that," and they're like, "Yeah." Remember that part?
It's called a negroplasty.
I remember that part. Yes.
If you don't get it, South Park bingo. That was not me just riffing. That is a episode of South Park. Okay, I'm terribly sorry. Number 1 for me was 10 shots and 4 beers, and the FBI agent leaves $60, and this is in the Hamptons. Never happening ever.
That's like
how much?
That's like 2 IPAs and like maybe a little like shared appetizer.
For fucking real. You got the crab dip. You got 2 local brewery IPAs. That's $60.
Yeah.
In the Hamptons in 2006.
Yeah.
Give me a fucking break. 10 shots and 4 beers? No. Never gonna happen. That's my number 1. Go ahead, Bob.
Well, my last one was when he was with the reporter, like, out of disguise. He was just like pretending to be in Terry Cruz's house. She gives him a lead on the crimes of what's his name. But like, what's the level of the crime? Like, if you're an FBI agent, your jurisdiction is limited to federal crimes. Like, what is your jurisdiction on this crime, and what is your jurisdiction on the crimes that are being committed? I guess kidnapping is a federal crime, so that's where they got around that.
If you cross state borders, so technically it's not a federal crime. It was within a local jurisdiction, then it gets contained there. But once you go from Florida to like Alabama, for example, then the feds can get involved because now there's multiple states involved. Yeah,
right.
This is my that's the reason. That's the reason this is my catch-all, because I feel like just because it's a crime doesn't mean the FBI can pounce on it. There are levels. Like you can't just claim, okay, we got this one because we're the FBI. I hate that shit.
The kidnapping is 100%.
I absolutely hate that.
So I got to pick a winner now, huh? This is tough because you have egregious bar tab, mathematics, and
That's
Bob,
my
you had the plot hole that basically undermines the entire movie. So I'd say for impact, Chris, I liked yours, but Bob's had more scope. So I'm gonna give Bob a win, and I'm just
God damn it!
And then
Scope. The only scope in this podcast is the tit scope, and I miss it. Let's get some boobs in here. I'm fucking pissed off.
All right. I just want to throw in. I have one catch-all here, and I texted it to you guys, but I think our audience needs to hear it. What was conventionally considered hot in 2004 is the template for the modern day Karen. The low rise clit hugger jeans, like the fucking haircut that resembles one of our chemistry teachers in high school who was like really hot, but like it's also a Karen cut now that you look at it in hindsight.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say her name because she's a real person. Yeah, like she was 20, 30 probably when we were in school, and we're like, oh, she's a really hot teacher. She was a young Karen.
You're talking about I think my mom was
say-
friends with this person growing up.
Don't say it on the air.
Does it sound something like the Crucibles?
Sure.
Okay, because that was middle school for me, but she might have moved up.
Oh, no, you're thinking about somebody else.
Okay, because that was the hottest teacher. Yeah.
Off air conversation. I'll text you.
You, the one that sounds like the Crucibles, if you happen to be listening.
Let's
You were
let's
the
make
hottest
this an
teacher I've ever had
off-air
talk to my
conversation and do not include me.
Yeah,
All right,
as
so-
I'm a teacher.
So, what are we watching?
I just asked the guys, like, what are we watching? What are you watching? And instead I get,
Oh, you think you got jokes? You know what you're gonna get? You're gonna get this gas money. Take that with you. Take that gas money with you. That's what you're gonna get. Who got?
For me, I'm watching Watch, which I've mentioned before in the past on the show, that I like to watch rap battles from time to time.
Yes.
And I found this channel that watches rap battles for you, only it has rap battlers watching rap battles with the guy who filmed rap battles.
You're watching rap battle reaction vids? That's where you're at now?
Yeah. Because the rap battlers have such good insight on the rap battling. So it's
flow?
called Watch. Yeah, so
Okay.
like type in Watch Immaculate versus Pat Stay. And you'll find the channel, and it's this guy called Ruin Your Day, and he does these watch-alongs with other rap battlers. And you can watch any one of them, and they'll give you some insight that you wouldn't otherwise have because you're not a rap battler. Just assuming, Bob. I don't know. Maybe you are. But number 2 for me. I mentioned this as well. I watched the second episode of The Penguin, which is coming out on Sundays. It's an HBO original. I'm not a DC fan. I did not really enjoy the Robert Pattinson version of the Batman. I didn't think it was very good. But Colin Farrell plays the Batman. Or not the Batman. Colin Farrell plays the Penguin in that movie. And they gave him a spinoff for a show. You know what HBO does really well? Television shows. HBO can crush a television show. So I had some faith, and I watched The Penguin. And what it is he is a sympathetic piece of shit person. Horrible, moving up in the ranks. It's very Ozark. It's very Breaking Bad. It is like he's getting himself into trouble, but he knows how to skirt the line. He moves up the ranks. He's trying to take over the entire city, but he's like a middle-of-the-road criminal. And he just becomes, I think, I've only seen 2 episodes so far. That's all that's been released. But he's going to be a mob boss by the end of the season. And they're doing an incredible job of making you sympathetic for the fact that he is like a weak and pathetic-looking person who is really smart and really good at moving up in the mafia scene. So it's actually a great watch. I suggest you watch The Penguin on HBO. Go ahead.
I watched a very quick, unprofessional documentary on liquid television. If you were a teenager in the 90s, you would have seen the MTV series Liquid Television.
I remember that.
It's basically where Beavis and Butthead came up. It's where Office Space came up. It's where Aeon Flux came up. It was just animation, indie animation for general audiences.
Is that the title card with like the worms and like the eyeball? It was
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't remember of the title card. I just know that it was just MTV was airing very innovative independent shit before they turned over into the reality TV bullshit. And yeah. I'm not gonna say this is what MTV was. MTV. It was just they that was the one source for me as a teenager of independent shit. And and some of it really thrived, But it's a online YouTube documentary. It wasn't like professionally made. I just something I happened upon, and it really took me back.
Cool.
Also, I watched the SNL season premiere, the Saturday Night Live. I am a lifelong Saturday Night Live fan. I know there's ups and downs. I know there's ebbs and flows. Every season is good and bad. Every episode is good and bad. This episode was not good. Jean Smart was the host. She's like Biden level old.
All right.
And every episode in general has ups and downs, but this one was mostly downs, mostly weak. It wasn't worth watching. Don't bother.
Right.
Damn. Ouch.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so that leaves it with little old me. Bill Hicks, Sane Man. It's one of those stand-up specials from like I think it's 89 or 91 that I go back to because it's almost shot like a documentary. He does his thing on stage, but there's also like just like found footage of him like running around like doing the things that are being described on stage while it's happening, but like it's a double exposure, so you see them both at the same time. It's very cerebral for like a stand-up special, but it was I was talking about it last week, but I actually like watched the whole thing. Aside from that, Scott's Bass Lessons, I didn't know they had a YouTube podcast. And they just sit down and talk about bass for 90 minutes. And I've been doing that in my unemployment. I've been watching other people wildly more successful than me at my native instrument talking about how awesome the instrument is. And last night they had an interview with Dirk Lance from Incubus, and he was breaking down all the cool like slapping and popping stuff from like the early albums. And then also to that token, I've been watching a lot of Drumeo. There was a Joshua Epper from Coheed and Cambria. And he was doing playthroughs of songs and then like talking about the songs and then like writing music. So I've been doing a lot of like docu music stuff because I kind of like sitting on my couch with my bass and then like playing along with all these people playing tasty things, and I play tasty things, and then I forget how miserable life is for a few fleeting moments, and then
just for a moment. Yeah.
And then I go to bed right when my son wakes up. 5 minutes after my head hits the pillow, and then I scream into my pillow, and then I go about my life again.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah,
I get that.
That's all right.
All right, let's throw it to back credit name.
Yeah.
Zoltan Barabbas, John Hurd, Busy Phillips, Ty Erasmus, Stuart Tappe, and Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart.
What?
Sorry, had to do it.
Amadeus.
Wolfgang was in it.
Amadeus.
That's a fucking stupid name. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Give me a fucking break. Your name sucks. Sorry if you show up in the credit. You win. All right, let's throw it to offensive minigame.
Whew, I can't wait to see how this one turns out.
Well, dude, mind your business, because I'll fight a woman if that's what your big ass really is.
Oh, that's the kind of thing that fits in the offensive minigame.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah. Diary for date deal.
Okay.
Or
So that's, cool as ice.
Hangnail trebuchet.
Diary for date.
Yeah, Diary for date.
That's just gross out comedy with the hangnail, but like once again, like you're reading a minor woman's private thoughts that you took from her against her will or knowledge. That's way worse.
Yeah, you stole it.
Yeah.
Yeah. College freshman faux floor fuck, or the bestiality buildup.
Well, I guess by law, neither can consent, depending on age and species.
Truth.
What's the buildup though? I must have missed that.
With the guy, the agent he was rolling on ecstasy or Molly, and then he was like, the dog was licking him, and he was getting all hot and bothered before one of the white chicks came in, like,
he was like one of the villains. He's on Molly,
right.
and he
that's right.
Yeah, he's got the like hair thing,
yeah.
You know, like,
yeah,
and it's awful. And then he takes 2 Mollys or whatever, and then it suggests them to Terry Crews, and he uses them. But then, like, he's like so sexually aroused that he's like the dog licks his neck, and then he like is about to fuck the dog before one of the white chicks come back to rescue the dog. So bestiality buildup or college freshman floor fuck.
I guess we got to go with intent because he was not of his right mind when his almonds were activated by the small animal. But Vanilla Ice deliberately and soberly pins a woman to the ground and does the worm on top of her.
That's the truth. He does.
So I would
I'm
say
with you on that one.
The level of awareness that Van Winkle had surpasses being stoned out of your gourd and being turned on by something licking your neck.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Wow. Okay. Dialogue. What's worse? Wait, no. Hold on. What did I just do? Let's go for the bonus round of offensive minigame. White chicks wielding the no word, or finger water.
Well, they weren't white chicks.
But the chicks they were in the car
No,
with
but
were.
they were in the car with 3 white chicks.
And they're like, no one else is around. We could do it. So here's the thing.
Let's just give it to white chicks because they're gonna lose anyway.
That's fair, but I'm also counterpoint is if it's a direct quote, is it necessarily problematic? If you're singing lyrics to a song that's universally loved and you want to sing along, is that the same as like calling somebody that?
According to my kids, yes.
I agree with you, Rob, that it's not. But every time I'm like singing a Biggie Smalls song that everyone knows, I don't even play with Ninja. I just
say fellas,
don't say anything.
Yeah,
I don't say anything. I just don't say a word for that.
Yeah, I guess according to my adult children, no, you can't say it.
I'm gonna go
I
with.
don't think you can.
I'm gonna say white chicks is more offensive just because. I guess that Kit Kat in the Ice movie, she was kind of a willing participant at that point. I guess so.
She was
I guess the racism's worse. Yeah.
With the ice water.
I mean, when she realized what it was, she kind of like smiled at him.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, I was so thirsty."
Thanks. All right.
Well, all right. Let's start with the movie comparison. Although we already have 2 scores. If you don't know, I'll tell you. Let's start there.
You know, they call it vagina, but it's Regina. V''G''I''N''A. It's Regina. You can't even spell vagina. That's what you're trying to spell vagina.
Cool as Ice or White Chicks. Pitch 5-star for Rob and a 4.25 for Bob and White Chicks. So Cool as Ice takes that one. Offensive, we've already established. Cool as Ice is more offensive. Dialogue, what do you pick?
Damn.
So you got a white guy who's pretending to be black, and then you got 2 black guys pretending to be white. So that's the context we're working with here.
Right. Well, when you put it that way.
Cool as Ice was not cool, but White Chicks was not funny. So I have a hard time picking this one.
Yeah, comedy not being funny is worse. Because, so I guess White Chicks has worse, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go
That sounds like a production comparison.
No, but the dialogue in a comedy is supposed to be what makes you laugh, and it didn't. Whereas Cool as Ice is only kind of marketed as a comedy. It was meant to be like more.
Yeah, you're right. All right.
It played it straight with comic relief, but yeah.
All right, so White Chicks gets dialogue. I agree. All right, production. Now argue without making the same point. Inspired by, but not inspired. Or Whiteface, even though Bob isn't offended.
I'm going to go back to Cool as Ice, just because. Like last week, I gave it credit for being original compared to a remake. But this one, I'm going for it was just poorly executed. Whereas White Chicks was a comedy going for comedy. They weren't going to make a social commentary. And whereas they failed in social commentary and failed in comedy, they at least got, I don't know, they achieved what they wanted to achieve.
They reached their target audience, and it was well received by them.
It was, yeah.
So Cool as Ice is worse. Is that what you're saying, Bob?
That is what I'm saying, yes.
Because I agree with you.
I disagree, but okay, fine.
Mostly because of how much is pissing Chris off. But also, I
fucking hated every second of this movie. Cool as Ice obviously is the worst acting movie.
What's up?
Yes,
Cool as Ice clearly is worst acting. So demerits, we don't have one for white chicks. You guys want to establish one right now?
Latex.
Karen.
Latex Karens.
Latex Karens. There we go.
Or Schling a Schlong.
Schling a Schlong.
Schling a Schlong.
We're going to have a hard time beating Cool as Ice this season.
I know, honestly. Tough. This is what we do to ourselves. Yeah. All right, so Cool as Ice is the worst movie of the season so far through, 3? But we have a live look-in coming up right now on Netflix. What the fuck? Chris needs to
Instagram.
Get his brain together. You know what's funny is I say Instacart, Instagram. Every time Aaron and I are going to use Instacart, I say Instagram. So apparently when I'm trying to say Instagram, I say Netflix. So something is not firing correctly in my brain, and I apologize for that. Now I'm going to look at the... I'm trying to waste time and keep the train of thought going while I look up the live. What was it? Major Pain and Perfect and Breakin' 2, and I can tell you. So.
Yes.
Okay. The result of the poll.
Is it perfect? Perfect one?
Perfect! Fucking finally! John Travolta, Jamie Lee Curtis, grinding on each other, but humping through the air to do so, is going to be watching for next week. I cannot fucking wait to watch Perfect. I've been trying to get it through for 3 seasons. Guys, I'm so sorry. It might not be worse than Cool as Ice. It might not be worse than White Chicks, but I cannot fucking wait to watch it. Rob, why don't you plug us? Give me any word you have on Perfect. I'm so sorry. And then send it over to Bob.
Well, now that Chris has finally caught his white whale, you can reach us at www.theworstmovieevermade.com. We are on Spotify. We are on Google Play. We are on Apple Podcasts. We are on Instagram. We are on TikTok. We are on YouTube. And you can email us. That's www.theworstmovieevermade.com. When you go to any of those things, hit the follow button, hit the notification button, leave us a review, talk shit, request movies, vote on the polls, watch the trailers. We have so many goodies. We might as well be Sam Goodies, except Sam Goodies went out of business when people started stealing music, 25 years ago. So yeah. www.theworstmovieevermade.com. Bob, what is your last word?
I know this didn't make the episode, but bitch fit.
I'm about to have
a
bitch fat.
Maybe.
All right. So perfect next week. Is that what we're doing?
Perfect.
All right.
John Travolta, Jamie Lee Curtis. Cannot wait.
See you guys next week. You know, Prime JLC, pretty on point. Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, yeah, I got a problem with that. I'll tell you off air.
Yeah, let's start the off-air discussion about Jamie Lee Curtis.
Bye, Jelly School.
Bye, Jelly School.